I'm Kim Anderson, and this is Tailgate Talk on Market Monitor. I'd like to visit with you a few minutes about the world crop market and changes in those markets. Now, I think one factor we can't ignore is El Nino and La Nina, and that's weather patterns that go around the world that determines where crop conditions are good and where crop conditions are bad. We probably should leave that to the Mesonet guys to discuss and explain what El Nino and La Nina is. I want to spend time talking about Russia, China, and Brazil. In 1972, the average annual price of wheat was $1.35. By 74, it was at $4. Corn was $1.60 in 72, and by 1974, peaked out for an average annual price at $3. Soybeans went from $4.40 to $7. What we saw was China entered the market in 1972, and then Russia came in and purchased products in 73. And China and Russia have been impacting our markets since that time period. Early on and through the 80s and 90s as buyers, and now as buyers and suppliers. In 2009, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South America created a group called BRICS. Their goal was for Brazil and Russia to control and be major players in the crop markets, and for China and India to control and be major players in manufacturing. And what have we seen? Russia is the #1 exporter of wheat, and for all practical purposes, our wheat price is determined in the Black Sea markets, voila, Russia. Brazil is the #1 exporter of corn this year, and they've been the #1 exporter and the most important exporter of soybeans. Brazil effectively controls the price of beans. If you look at manufacturing, you're looking at China and India in today's markets. How has Oklahoma farmers adapted to these changes? What we've seen over the last 25, 30 years is wheat acres and production declining in Oklahoma, corn acres and bean acres and production of these two crops increasing, and we've seen Oklahoma cropland be converted to pasture for beef production. Oklahoma producers must continue to adjust to change, and I want to finish by a quote from Peter Drucker. There are no solutions with respect to the future. There are only choices between courses of action, each imperfect, each risky, and each involving different costs. But nothing can help the producer more than to know what alternatives are available and what they imply. And that's what Oklahoma State University will do. We will help you identify the alternatives you have and what they imply to your farming operation. I'll see you next week on Market Monitor.